Drunken Cock fans, this is Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming from the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, welcoming you all to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 4. Just a friendly reminder, this is an adult show. It contains adult content and heavy situations. Please be warned. If you're not an adult, now's your time to leave. Oh, I'm so bad.
Oh,
Look at me go. Oh, and this camera's, I wonder if it's dirty. It's not great. Good Lord. I'm off to a hot start tonight. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. At least Becky can be in focus. She's cute. Anyways, oh, there we go. I need to turn the autofocus off on this thing. That's the issue. Welcome back. It's the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 4. I'm here with GW Foley, and we got a whole lot to get into. So let's do it. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm Corey Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. Welcome to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. It's Season 4, Episode 17. We're Axing questions. Biden's Maui moments and Kid Rock again. I don't want to sound like a dick, but I'm sick of talking about Kid Rock, man. But then again, there's a bunch of topics that I'm probably a little bit sick about. But they keep recurring, like how poorly Bud Light's doing, how badly nobody wants to admit it still. And other fun things, like how Oliver Anthony's doing number 1 debut, broke a history, and yeah, Biden fumbled Maui, and Trump's getting arrested tomorrow. We're in interesting times, my friends, but we of course are your violinists on the yacht as it sinks, just playing until the water overtakes us. Think about myself, anyways. It's kind of all stand-up comedians, I guess, even though I'm not one of those. I'm just a drunk magician. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling now. Please welcome to the spotlight stage, my man, my boy, my comrade, a guy I share things with. I don't share with anybody. Please help me welcome Mr. GW Foley.
I'm a big boy standing in my big boy stance. Hurry up, give me the microphone before I bust in my pants. Mad author of anguish, my language polluted. Onyx is heavyweight and still undisputed. Yeah. What is up, motherfuckers? It is Wednesday night.
That's right.
8:03.
Woo.
There. That's us. No, because I saw it. I saw it come in.
We're live as can be.
Yes. Fucking exhausted, man. First week of school. Trying to learn things. Trying to learn not to cuss. Because there's a lot of times where I just want to be like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
Can't say things like that. I wanted to throw hands today because and this is with like a woman from the 1940s. Like she is a experimental film director, and she wrote this paper, and she says that like either you're an amateur filmmaker or a professional filmmakers. Professionals do it for money. Amateurs do it for love. And I was like, I am not a fucking amateur. God damn it. Like,
I am here for the money.
Well, I'm not even here for the money. Like, no, but I am not like a fucking amateur. like the just the negative content text of that, and like I know that she tried to explain it, and it's a wording thing. Bitch didn't mean no wrong, but she stepped up. Deserves to get smacked down. That's what I'm saying.
Act like she was calling you a noob, but she was kind of calling you a noob.
Yeah, exactly, man.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, like I'm nobody's bitch. God damn it! I do good work. All right, fuck it. Let's go to the real reason why we gather here. Hickory the drunk and underwhelming.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. I'm, of course, Hickory the drunk and underwhelming. And yeah, it's been a week in the Muggle life. Things are coming kind of back to normal. Stuff's starting to get back together, but there's still a long ways to go. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. Other than that, the Molasses dropped a surprise single this past week. Yes, the cover of his cover of Richmond North of Richmond actually got licensing, so it'll be available on iTunes and Spotify and all that shit here as soon as it gets through all the processing. It's been on YouTube, has about 1,000 views. Go check that out. It sounds something like this.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours.
Had you listened to it since I overhauled it, G-Dubs?
No.
Just
Okay.
a bullshit thing, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shit what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world. Windows, so these Richmond, North of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. Cause your dollar is shit, and it's taxed to no end. Cause of Richmond, North of Richmond. I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. But God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bag of fudge rounds. And they're putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to. People like me, people like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in a new world. Windows, so this Richmond, North of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, cause your dollar is shit. And it's taxed to no end because of Richmond, North of Richmond. Been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Yeah, that was that. Richmond, North of Richmond punk cover. So thanks everybody who was over there leaving comments. Some kind, some not so kind. Fuck it. Molasses doesn't care. It's punk rock, baby. Like, it wasn't going to sound any other kind of way. Molasses is a pop punker from way back. That was the what, G-Dubs? I felt like you were going to say something there. You had a smirk like you needed to.
No. I was just like, fuck the negative comments.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it's funny. Like, I don't care. A lot of the time I heart them and pin them. I'm sure he'll probably do the same. But yeah, that's got a I already down. Yep. Over 1,000 views.
Nice.
Some nice
Congrats.
comments. Good cover. Chris really hit this one out of the park, but you were great at arranging it in a different genre. Not my music, but I love the messages growing. Great job. Sweet. This is so punk. Great idea, but not a great voice, in my opinion. Not hating, just giving an honest review. However, I would give you a like anyway, so no hard feelings. And then someone said, yikes. But it seemed like in the profile picture that they had red hair, so I don't really think their opinion was had any gravity anyways. And one comment that said this is awful. So I guess 1.5 negative comments out of the 10 that it's got. 1.2 thousand views. Yeah, it's going all right.
Nice.
So it's nice to have a Molasses song / video float around a little bit. Boy deserves it. And he's got another single coming out in another couple weeks called Wet Girl Summer, as well as the video for it's almost done, actually. So almost done that he's already working on other videos. But we're yeah, I probably got like another couple hours help him out with the Sunday Fun Day video, which is a whole lot of fun. We had a good time filming, and the beautiful assistant is actually out there helping us film. It's one of the first videos we actually talked the beautiful assistant into going handheld and like actually taking shots and moving around with it, and which is great because previous to this I'd only been able to talk her into setting like babysitting a camera and pressing record on the music player and the camera. Like, you know, she'd do the okay, you ready, start record, 3 2 click. You know, so she would do that, and she was pretty well trained, but now we're at the point where she's actually trying to get some shots this last shoot. When Molasses was mowing, she actually got some really cool ones where the camera like comes down through the grass and comes up towards the front of the mower and then raises up and goes over. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, it was cool. She took some cool B-roll shots. Actually, I had to use like a selfie stick kind of thing for that to get the because she's a few inches shorter than me. She didn't have the reach because the lens stuck out and it would have just hit me in the face. So she definitely had to get like she had to break out a magic wand every once in a while.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, and then afterwards we realized, oh shit, we didn't have to like get our rig a cell phone selfie stick onto the camera. We could have just we have a monopod. We could have just used that because we have the monopod for when she's shooting birds.
Yeah.
Because it has. Have I showed you the big lens?
No.
Good Lord. It's got to be like, it's probably 12 inches and about, I forget what. It's a 200.
Okay.
I can't remember. It's freaking, I remember she bought it as an impulse buy. It's like a $1,400, $1,500 lens, somewhere in that realm. And, but it's heavy. It's heavier than the camera. Like it's got a handle on it. So when you're shooting with it, like you hold on to the handle as well as the, because it's heavier than the camera is. The camera hangs off it, not the lens hangs off the camera. But so we got a monopod, and the monopod actually mounts funny as hell, the opposite of normal. The monopod you mount into the lens.
Yeah.
And then the camera hangs off the back of it. But yeah, the monopod's nice because originally she was trying with the tripod, but it just you don't, as I'm sure you know, GW. I don't know if you've shot stills, right?
Yeah.
You just can't move fast enough when you're on the tripod.
Yeah.
You don't have that spin time. You don't have the, like with a monopod, you can literally a lot of the times pick it up and freehand if you need to. But yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, oh shit, we could probably get we'll have to try that at some point, getting some cool shots with the monopod fully extended, like some over the top shots. And
yeah.
I've seen a lot of cool shots of people doing stuff that looks like it's like drone footage, but it's just a dude with like a 20-foot selfie stick.
Well, get a 3/4 screw or put it into a 2x2.
Yep.
And just there you go. Redneck fucking pole.
Yep. Yeah, that would work. That would be cool. You get some really cool aerial looking photos. And then you just put a drone overlay on it and it looks like a movie.
Yeah.
Although I will say this, when our road got fucked up a couple weeks ago, that was, I think, the first time I was like, I really wish I had a drone right now. Because it would be very neat to be able to capture drone footage of like what everything looked like afterwards.
Yeah.
And I could have sold that shit to the news. Like another one I was watching like local news. It was like, yep, nope, these shots were like bought. They were not like the news company didn't go out and do that. Like they bought a lot of drone footage from Ludlow during the July 10th flooding. Because we kept seeing it and it was like license and then the last name. I was like, oh yeah, that's
smart going, guy.
That's a fucking good move, dude. If you're in the position and you're near a natural disaster and have a drone, get as much good footage as you can, and then sell it. Because I'm pretty sure that's what the news does now. It's like, oh, a disaster happened. Let me get on the phone and put word out. Like that's probably not a bad little gig. Anyways, that's all I got for the intro. G-Dubs, you ready to get into the main show, my friend?
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it. Oh, yeah, that's right. Welcome to the Drunken Under Quarantine show, everybody. G-Dubs.
I love you too, man. Oh, hey, before we go any further, and sorry for everyone who's watching, I can't make it to the after show.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm sorry. I wanted to tell you before we continued.
Fair enough. I'll make sure we wrap up enough good topics in the main shows. Thank you guys for joining us out there. And the last thing on the night, actually, I guess I'll ask G-Dubs about what I made him read. But before we do that, we'll get into some topics of the evening as we're laid out in the show title. Let me just find that one. Because the episode is Axing Questions, Biden's Maui Moments, and Kid Rock again. Also, we're going to get a little bit into Trump is supposed to get arrested tomorrow, which is real interesting times. I guess before we get into the topics, the first you saw, I forgot to pull up this thing. I should. The first mugshots from this Trump indictment were dropped today. I don't know. Oh, it looks like we got Rudy Giuliani's. Are you really just going to mention it? Giuliani lawyers revive at Fulton County.
Are they going to make you pay?
I was looking for an article that actually have the mugshots. So really, yeah, as an update, Rudy Giuliani has been arrested now. So that's an update that happened just a couple hours ago, actually. This one says, see his mugshot. Oh, here we go. No, I don't want to see it. There we go. Yeah. Where's the little board in front of him, though?
It's all digital now.
I know, but it's not like on the photo, which it always used to be, right? Like,
yeah.
Like that was the point of having that stupid little board that took the cop 15 minutes to set up with your name on it. Was that like it wasn't just like a photo tag, like you could pick up a picture of the picture and know, like you had all the details right there.
Well,
or
right.
not all the details, but at least like the name, the I don't what age and date, maybe.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
what I'm saying is it's
I've
all
been arrested in a
digitally
long time.
they don't need to have that stuff because it's all digitally done. So like when that
Yeah.
gets paced out, like it's attached to a file.
That's fair. That makes sense. Anyways,
I'm
Giuliani's
guessing. I have no fucking idea.
bond set at 150 grand. So does that mean his bond was set at 150 grand? Does that mean his what? It's like 1.5. It's 10 times that is your actual bail, right? Bond is lower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sean, we'll bring that up too. Welcome to round number 2 of COVID 1984. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because that shit's coming in full steam real fast. But another dollar in the Alex Jones was right jar. Only the truth is in danger. Well, we got to get the EG variants going around right now, and then we got to get the GE variant, i.e., the general election variant. That one's going to be a doozy. I'm just predicting. That's my personal prediction is that the general election variants will be a rough one.
Fair
Right
enough.
on time. Anyways, yeah, that's a nice country pics that are sweeter than a peach. I agree. It's a very nice photo there. Much better than this guy. Like he looks like a character actor at this point, right? Like he would be like he'd be like Dracula's assistant.
Renfield.
Yeah. You know, if like
I can see it.
I did like the Renfield film. Have you seen it? Have you seen Renfield?
No.
Okay. So it was fun. I had a good time. But part of me always like imagined, I guess in my head from like reading the novels as a kid and shit, like I always imagined Renfield being like a older dude. I don't know, almost like an Igor, but not quite. I don't know. And the movie, he's like a young dude. And that movie was fun. It had a lot of just over the top shit that was really like using people's arms as nunchucks. Which I'm gonna say, like, if you're gonna lean into Dracula as a real topic, you might as well get a little bit ridiculous on it, right? I'm not
fair enough.
Anyways, yeah, we're gonna get into that in a minute. We'll get into the arrest, but first, about Axing questions. So I'm Anthony Bryant Logan. He said California teachers say that teaching kids to ask instead of ax is rooted in white supremacy. And given this is a article from Anthony Bryant Logan, who's a black YouTube conservative. But his article, he's got a clip here we're gonna watch here in a second. A group of woke California K-12 teachers agree that teaching black kids to say ask instead of ax is racist. A minute-long Zoom call surfaced online featuring a white female teacher speaking about the issue. She said that it's improper to correct a black kid about saying ax due to the child's language practices at home. Two black female teachers present on the call nodded in agreement. The teacher went on to say that the desire to say ax isn't a real word. Say that the desire to say that ax isn't a real word is rooted in white supremacy / superiority. I got to pull that up with audio. But what I want to say first off is that I don't think anybody was claiming ax isn't a word.
Well, no, it's
very clearly a word. It's just not the word that we're like an axe is a thing. It is a cutting instrument that we use to chop wood with. Anyways, I got it pulled. Let's go.
Saw this in my time in the public school system. When a Black or African American child says to their teacher, "Teacher, can I ask you a question?" And the immediate response being from the teacher with a sense of superiority based in white racial superiority, often with our 84% white female teachers, the response being, "That's not how we say ask. We say ask. Ask isn't a word. And so we have children that understand their home language practices to be not just deficit, not just wrong, but broken, ignorant. The list goes on and on as to what it communicates when you police a child's language that their home and their community has taught them. So for me,
First off, just wow, that's a lot. Hey, kid,
I really like to ask my teachers to start with that identity work and look at yourself and understand what are you bringing into the classroom as a norm, and what do you need to maybe make.
So yeah, this is a short little clip from X, as we call it now, and I get there's a cultural issue here. John said Thomas Sowell said that language came from South Britain. Oh, says that language came from Southern Britain. I mean, possibly. I don't know who the first community in the world that started saying axe as a pseudonym for ask. But I do know that I saw white kids get corrected for this shit too. Like I'm not gonna pretend that like teachers correcting children on their pronunciation of things is directly racist. That being said, white liberal teachers probably are the most racist demographic in the country, but they think they're not. It's just based like this. Like it's this type of racism. It is the type of racism that's like, well, it's we don't really want to teach them proper language because it might interfere with what they've learned before. Which I don't know. You disagree, G-Dubs? You look like you're contemplating.
I don't know. Like, I get the sentiment. Like, I get what they're trying to do. I think it's misguided.
To be clear, what do you? I'm sorry. I gotta ask more because I lost context.
I get why they are saying don't say that to them. I get it. They're trying to foster an identity and culture to the child. The problem with that is that they won't be taken seriously.
Yes.
And that's
why I refer to that thing as like, and it's a common phrase. Like I didn't invent this, obviously, but like the soft bigotry of low expectations.
Yeah, no.
Is what we're talking about here. And we're talking about a bunch of people being like, well, because what she's really saying and what she would never say, because it didn't actually cross this woman's mind, but what she's saying is, I don't think these black kids are smart enough to learn proper English. Is exactly that, and that's what I hear is that it's a like, well, I mean, it's a cultural thing. We can't teach them because I mean, and really, if you look at it, like if you were to really look at this with a conspiracist eye, you would say that there's a bunch of white liberal teachers teaching black kids to be dumber on purpose because they want to maintain their superiority. That's a conspiracy crew. Sorry, my tinfoil hat fell down here. There. I should have worn this for that take. I'm just saying that was the conspiracist take. That's not my sentiment. I'm just saying if you were to look at it through a conspiracy lens, that's almost what it seems like. That makes sense. I don't think it's nefarious. I think it's low expectation thought turning into soft bigotry and creating a world where if you don't teach everyone proper English, you're disadvantaging certain communities.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we talk about when we they yell about systemic racism the whole time, right? Is these black kids aren't given opportunities because they're not taken seriously because they come from poor communities and they didn't get a good education. And now these people are basically saying, well, we shouldn't really give them the education that they deserve because if you do, you're a racist. You should just let them continue to think that this is proper.
Yeah.
I guess that's my pouring out on it, and I'm sorry I chose the topic so heavy right off the bat, G-dubs.
No worries. I get it.
Because it pisses me off, man. Because I have had black friends who speak very well. Like I know more dumb white people that say axe than black people that I've known throughout my lifetime.
Well,
I mean, maybe it's because I'm privileged and I come from Vermont where all the black people are basically white anyways. And, and like the people I've had the pleasure of crossing paths with have been like musicians and other creatives, I guess. Chefs, entertainers. Like that's been my black culture, I suppose, growing up in the top 3 whitest state in the country.
I think top 2. We're like 1 or 2.
Sean's got comments in. He said, show with this logic. I can go to the Chinese language class and use the terminology ding dong, ding dong, ding ding. He also said, if you're being taught English, you should be taught English, not Ebonics. Exactly, like it's giving the one-legged kid who hopped into last place a trophy for trying. Yeah, I'm just saying it's I don't think it's malicious, but it's systemic enough that it seems like it might be. Even though I'm told that it's 2023 and if I vote for more progressives, it'll just fix itself, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, next topic. Moving on. Unless you got anything else you want to
I ain't got shit.
Okay.
White people be
enough.
crazy.
That is true. Speaking of white people being crazy, great fucking segue, G-dubs. Kid Rock. I fucked that up because I had to share that with audio. This one I don't. We'll be all right. Sorry, kids. Kid Rock spotted drinking Bud Light 4 months after shooting cans over the Dylan Mulvaney fiasco. In the New York Post, Kid Rock appears to have made peace with Bud Light just months after using an assault rifle to destroy multiple cases of the beer in response to Dylan Mulvaney's social media posts. Let's not forget, it was not just some Dylan Mulvaney social media posts that fucked Bud Light. It was also their head of VP of marketing going on a podcast and talking about how the brand was fratty and out of touch, and she didn't like their current customer base and wanted to find a newer, younger crowd. So just to not to lay that in too heavy, but it was not just the trans TikTok influencer that tanked Bud Light. It was also their own hiring practices. To be fair, the article says the Bawa to Ba rocker rapper. Fuck. G-dubs, you hate that song?
No.
I gotta say, dude, I like that album.
Yeah, it was a decent album.
I think that album is probably the reason I've even given a shit when Kid Rock's names come up in the news headlines lately. Because it wasn't like he produced anything after 2010 that was worth listening to.
When was The Pitcher?
I don't know. Let's
No, that must have been like 2000. 2?
Let's look it up in real time right here. A picture.
2003?
Yeah, that was uploaded 2010, 2012.
Oh,
2002.
hey.
Picture is a duet between a duet written by American music artist Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow, released on November 12th, 2002, as the 4th single and 9th track from Kid Rock's 2001 album Cocky.
I
Okay,
thought
so-
I was pretty good guessing there.
So I mean, so I look back on this and I'm like, what an interesting thing about that we never really thought about in music history is that the way it used to go is that like you released a single and then an album, and then you had like 2 to 3 more singles off that same album. But it's interesting seeing like, oh, this album came out in 2001. The single came out in November 2001 single came out November 12th, 2002. Which is like the opposite way that we consume like music is done now.
Yeah.
And that it's like singles drop like every 4 to 8 weeks. And then at the end of a single run, there's an album with the other tracks that are a little bit like deeper for the core base that aren't singles. And then they start doing the same thing over again. Like it's funny how the music industry has shifted so much in the past 21 years. Like it's mind-boggling. And not just because of the internet, like not just because of like Napster and all that. Oh, we got some comments in. Sean said, "Say it ain't so. Kid Rock would never go Neil Young." Say it ain't so. I listened to that the other day, and not that much nostalgia, man.
Say it ain't so. I will never go. Something.
Take your pants off.
I'm naked running in the street.
Marry me, Jones. Keep your rent still. I take lots of pills. My next question would be, how much did Kid Rock get paid? That was actually my question. Because it was very it was one of those very interesting things where it was, this is the picture from TMZ.
He was probably giving it for free.
Well, no. What the question is, how much did he get paid to do that? Because apparently this whole thing was during an event, because it was like a live event where things were being filmed and it was obvious he was in public. Like this was not like he was chilling at the club and somebody shot a picture of him all sneaky like he was up on this like balcony type thing with like 5 or 6 other, I don't know, quasi celebrities or whatever you consider these people. And apparently they like all had a drink and most of them were like faced out. You know what I mean? Like it seemed like a promotion thing. It's got some it's got a little bit tan, not gonna lie. Those legs are way tanner than that face is. Yeah, this was a shot from the video. What a good still frame though. Oh, he had a MAGA hat on. I didn't even realize that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there was a shot from him on Kid Rock. Of course, they have the subtitle on this one. Kid Rock uses AR-15 to destroy cases at Anheuser-Busch.
I'm telling you, it was a free beer, and he said, "Fuck it."
I mean, dude, it was a great spot to get in the spotlight again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, but this was sexy old Dylan. Goddamn, what a hot piece of ass, I must say. With a bunch of Bud Light, even though none of these Bud Lights have her sexy face on them. There's some more Bud Light. Bud Light sales sank 26.5 for the week of August 5th, because we're on our like 4th month of this. But yeah, I was hoping there was going to be a little more. But yeah, he was spotted, and it did make me wonder if it was like a paid promotionary thing. Although I did see there was some conspiracy talk on the internets of the funniness of the fact that people on the left started wanting to say they wanted to drink Bud Light, even though like they didn't. Like that wasn't when he got actual sentiment. It was like just a cultural response for like people to be like, "Oh, we're going to support Bud Light because these rednecks don't like them anymore." To being like, you know, what if people who actually wanted them to fail then paid Kid Rock to go back and drink a Bud Light to make all of those people also hate the company? Like, actually, that would be a really great cultural play. Or if he did it himself, goddamn, Kid Rock is a political mastermind. We had no idea. John said, really seems to be hedging of a bet. I would imagine he's trying to make his pile of money bigger for the CBDC changeover. I mean, maybe. Yeah, we'll see when that comes up, because that will probably be a thing. Anyways, let's get over onto some Maui shit. D-Dubs, you saw the wildfire coverage?
I did. Or the laser attack.
The funny part is that, like, what was the when was the Jewish space lasers comment made? Like, and to be clear, MGT, as much as, or yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG, Magic the Gathering, as much as I don't want to like defend this person, because to be quite frank, like, fuck her and the rest of the Republican Party. As much as I don't want to defend her, she never said Jewish space lasers. She asked a question on Twitter before she was a congresswoman that asked if there was space lasers that could start a fire that possibly the Rothschilds put in orbit, which the media extrapolated to mean Jewish space lasers, because for some reason the media is also wildly anti-Semitic while hating anti-Semites. I don't quite understand. Israel really confuses me, I'm not gonna lie. And for some reason they said they equivocated the Rothschild with Jews, which I don't. In my mind, you say the Rothschilds, and I think scummy rich family that controls way more than they should. But maybe that's different for other people. Anyways, so what was that, like 2019? 2020?
I don't know.
Somewhere in there. But it was like more recent than, it was not 2010s or early 2010s, because MTG hadn't like even. Let's look. We'll look in real time, G-Dubs.
I'm thinking like 2015, 2016.
When was the Jewish space lasers tweet? From Snopes, did Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene say Jewish space lasers cause California wildfires? The Republican representative from Georgia has endorsed QAnon conspiracy theories, among others. February 1, 2021 was when this was fact checked. So I'd imagine it was just before then, right? Because they don't typically fact check things from years back. Well, they do, but U.S. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene on Georgia speculated the real culprit behind the November 8, 2018 wildfires in California may have been a Jewish laser beam from space. Mixture. That's funny. I didn't expect to see that. I expected to see hashtag true. She absolutely did. Fuck that bitch. That's that's what I expected to read. What's true? In a now deleted Facebook post, Green suggested that the laser beams from space may have been started in 2018 to wildfires, and that among the entities behind this conspiracy were former California Governor Jerry Brown, Pacific Gas and East, and the Rothschilds Inc., an investment firm frequently targeted by anti-Semitic conspiracy theorists. So no, she did not say Jewish space lasers. What's false? Green did not explicitly state that Jewish space lasers caused the fire. Yeah, because she didn't say Jewish in her post, you fucking bigots. And that's what makes me mad, is because I don't want to defend her, but you people are so fucking awful that I feel like I have to call it out when I have the chance. Is that she was saying, hey, maybe some people who are really super wealthy and technically inclined did this. Maybe. I mean, let's be honest. I don't see a single fucking wildfire now that people aren't yelling about politics and politically inclined on. I like, right? Like every time there's a wildfire, fucking climate change, bro. Like, we got to pass some laws, man. It's like the same. It's like every time there's a natural disaster now, it's turned into the same thing as like, it's basically a mass shooting for the climate environment. Like, as weird as that sounds to say, that's what it sounds like now. Like, it used to be anytime there's a mass shooting and it's not in an inner city committed by a person with high melanin content, anytime it's anyone that the media can be like, oh, white guy did this. It's paraded across the news and being like, hey, this is an issue. Gun violence is an issue. White people are crazy. And it's like now the media has gotten to the point, or the climate initiative has gotten to the same point where it's like, oh my God, there's a fire in Hawaii. This couldn't have possibly been caused by the fact that they take really poor care of their electrical system and they get hurricanes. They couldn't be. And I'm not saying Hawaii fire wasn't a conspiracy. I'm just saying the whole climate change was the cause of that one is not, that shit doesn't fly. This is not fecal. This is not fecal Japan on this show. Which I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but if you were on rotten.com back in the early 2000s, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That shit doesn't fly here. Don said, really seems to be a hedging of a bet. Oh, he said that. Said they left the power on initially and turned off the water, blocked roads of escape, and neglected turning on the alarm system. Yeah, dude, Maui's fucked. The entire situation is just, it's devastating because it's like it's a fucking Katrina, bro. Like, we're dealing with a Katrina situation, and we have a guy in office who's possibly even more inept than George W. I mean, it's scary. Like, they have, I haven't verified this, but I saw earlier that they have Ukraine aid tied to the Hawaii relief package.
Yeah, probably.
Which is like one of, like, what? Joe, these are your voters, bro. Hawaii solid blue. Like, what are you doing? This is not like East Palestine where it's a fucking red territory. You're not going to win. So fuck it. Don't bother showing up. And that's been 6 months. They still haven't been there. And cleanup is still ongoing. And they've pushed it out till next year. It was originally supposed to be done in June. It's been pushed out till at least some point in 2024. And Biden and none of the administration, other than Buttigieg, who got booed the fuck out of town, has visited East Palestine. Hawaii, they finally did 2 hours later. Or to what the fuck is that? The support for Ukraine being joined up with the package Hawaii bill? Yeah, dude. Yeah, they're sending way more over there. To be clear, which is fucked. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't wish anything against wrong
Well-
about the citizens of Ukraine. Like, I don't
See-
like the citizens are not the people. Like, those people I feel bad for. It's the fact that they're actually G-Dubs. You got a second? Can I
Yeah.
pop off for a sec?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that I was going to say is the important part about this is, say it's like $100 billion package deal. They can say $100 billion Hawaii package deal, but part of that 100 billion is going to a foreign country. Yeah. So the optics of attaching it, that's why. Are they sending paper towels to LA due to the fucking hurricane? Hillary Clinton? Probably. I don't know. It's a desert. Fuck them. You get rain, what? Once in a billion years? No, I shouldn't say that. That's mean. There's a lot of suffering people in LA. I just sucks. It sucks. Like, I feel bad for the poor people. And they're getting screwed all around. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Oh yay, he's back.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. Sean said, are they sending paper towels to Ladue to the fucking Hurricane Hillary Clinton? Dude, I saw a great headline from Babylon B was fire on Hurricane Hillary. One of them was the first one before it hit was all the deaths tied to Hurricane Hillary have already been declared suicides. Which I thought was killer. And then the second one was Hurricane Hillary's severe underperformance, likely due to Russian misinformation or Russian interference. Like, goddamn Babylon B. Keep killing. You know, Wood sent me a Babylon B article last week.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm like, dude, I love you, bro. You don't even like. And then I was like, yeah, these guys are hysterical. And it's like, yeah, they hit it out of the park a lot of the time. And I was just like, wait a second. Am I watching my farthest left friend be red pilled? That's no. but the fact that he finds a Babylon B funny is at least a glimmer of hope. Hillary Clinton had a dire death toll than Hillary Hurricane. Yeah, apparently they got hit with a earthquake at the same time, but
Yeah.
I mean, who cares, dude? It's California. Fuck that place.
Like, I feel bad, but fuck that place.
I do. I feel bad. Anyways, we're gonna get into the last topic. Biden's Maui moments. We got some videos to share. Biden recalls his own small kitchen fire in attempt to console Maui wildfire survivors as local demands Perez leaves. So, yeah, we got a video here. We're going to watch this. And you haven't seen this, right?
No.
Okay. We're going to get your raw, uncut opinion at the end of this clip. See what you think. Okay, just to be clear, before we get into it, the Maui wildfires, there's still like 1,000 people missing. They could mostly be kids, unfortunately. Over 100 have died. It's the most death toll ridden wildfire that the U.S. has experienced in over 100 years. Pretty much unprecedented in modern times. Finally, 2 weeks later, Joe Biden has rolled in, and he's going to deliver an impactful speech to make all of the Hawaiians feel better as he gives them money to rebuild their homes. Let's go.
Oh, no sound.
No audio. Okay, try that again. Sorry. Okay, here we go.
I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home. Years ago, now 15 years ago, I was in Washington doing Meet the Press. It was a sunny Sunday, and lightning struck at home on a little lake. It's outside of our home, not a lake, a big pond, and hit a wire and came up underneath our home into the heating ducts, air conditioning duct. To make a long story short, I almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette, and my cat. But all kidding aside, I watched the firefighters.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
just like, wait, for real? This
I
is
love the fact that he paused for a laugh. He paused for a
oh,
laugh.
man. Just like absolutely clueless, dude. Like it's like, how is this real? like I'm just dumbfounded that like this is unacceptable, and like most people aren't outraged. Like that's like the crazy point is like I really hope somebody AIs this as Trump and people freak out. You know, 'cause, like to be clear, Trump has been on the ground in East Palestine. Actually hung out with the locals and bought them food and stuff. Anyways, the article says Biden told a room full of Maui wildfire survivors that he could commiserate with their plight because years ago firefighters, quote, ran into the flames, quote, unquote, as his own home to rescue First Lady Jill Biden. Retelling his story for years has drawn unflattering fact checks. 80-year-old president was attempting to make common ground with his audience by invoking a small kitchen fire in 2004 at his Wilmington, Delaware home. The local fire department said, quote, could be considered an insignificant fire because it was quickly doused. I don't want to compare the difficulties, but we have had a little sense, Jill and I, yeah, and they recapped that, hit a wire. Biden joked the fire spawners ran into the flames to save my wife and save my family, not a joke. The president was greeted earlier in the day by several protesters who chanted "Joe, go home," and held signs that said "No comments." In reference to Biden's repeated refusal to comment on the disaster when asked last week about the mounting death toll. And I think I have a second. I thought I had a second article pulled up about that. Oh, yes. This very, very interesting story. Nope, that one. Fact check. This Biden video show Biden falling asleep at event with Maui wildfire protesters. Social media went into a frenzy after a video appeared to show Joe Biden falling asleep during an event in Hawaii. Well, what really happened? On Tuesday, ex-user Matt Wallace posted a video on the social media site formerly called Twitter that appeared to show the president falling asleep during an event on the island of Maui with survivors of the devastating wildfire. This was his video.
We are a community that relies on family, on ohana, whether by the blood or by friendship. But like many others,
just a short 12-second clip of Biden looking clearly like he's asleep. The video went viral, and several conservatives, including Fox News personality Sean Hannity, posted the video spreading the idea that Biden fell asleep during the event. And here's his post. Biden appears to fall asleep during a ceremony in Hawaii honoring the hundreds of Americans killed by the fires, which we don't even know how many. Like, to be clear, it's 100 plus, and there's still thousands out there. So thoughts and prayers, as fucking cliche as that is, because every time I feel that I say that, I feel like a fucking Republican. The thing is, the second look at the footage tells another story, and it does not look as if Biden fell asleep after all. Nope, the fact-checking website, decidedly pro-Biden bent report on the story saying that C-SPAN footage of the event, which is clearer than the footage on X, showed that Biden was simply bowing his head. Now, granted, Snopes is notoriously left-leaning and always tries to run cover for leftist politicians. The Washington Examiner, a more conservative website, also said that a look at C-SPAN footage showed that Biden did not fall asleep. But don't take their word for it. Look at the footage yourself. The key segment is the 1920 mark. Okay.
Thank you to the cable and satellite companies who provide C-SPAN to viewers as a public.
I'll mute those ads. Here we go. 1920.
Food and shelter by someone they may have never met before.
Okay, let's make sure this is the auto. Really, 576p? That was your great fucking quality coverage, C-SPAN? Was 576? After complaining about the quality of the other footage? Okay, fuck you people. Anyways, let's go.
We are a community that relies on
G-Dubs, as a guy who's fallen asleep at a family gathering. As I'm sure you have. Because I certainly have. Because, God damn it, I like to eat a lot of food and day drink. I mean, what are the other plausible?
Back it up to like 1916. Or that
1910, okay.
Okay.
You ready?
So go ahead and hit play.
like many others who left with nothing. They too were given clothes, food, and shelter by someone
Okay.
I've never met before.
What you thinking? Keep going?
Keep going for a bit. I want to see how long this
We are a
lasts.
community that relies on family, on ohana, whether by blood or by friendship.
So right about there, he kind of nods and comes to.
We're given clothes, food, and shelter by someone they may have never met before. We are a community that relies on family, on ohana, whether by blood or by friendship.
That's a tough one. That's like normally like when people fall asleep, there's like a jerking motion, like because they stop using the muscles in their neck.
Yep.
That didn't happen. So I'm wondering, he purposefully put his head down because he was in thought, then fell asleep because the end looks like he's jerking back up.
We are a community that relies on family, on ohana, whether by blood or by friendship.
Yeah.
But
Like, see what I mean?
Like he gets a little like a little jerk and then kind of like pulls up like,
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward like I was supposed to, but I'm looking down. And then finally like comes back up.
So I'm thinking there was a little sleep there.
And like
like many others who left with nothing, they too were given clothes, food, and shelter by someone they may have never met before. We are a community that relies on family, on ohana, whether by blood or by friendship.
I'm not hating because he's fucking old.
Yeah.
Like really fucking old. And Hawaii's like a big time difference. But if the media, that was the media's defense. Like if it just came out and they were like, hey, Biden's fucking old and Hawaii's like 5 hours out of his normal time period, it'd be like, oh, okay, that's like again 11 o'clock at night, like whatever. cool. Give me that context. No,
Yeah.
don't like show me a video of him like giving a nod at a speech and then be like, oh no, he wasn't sleeping. He was just bowing his head. Like, fuck you people. Because I fall asleep during this shit. Like I am a healthy 36-year-old dude, and I have fallen asleep at least 3 times during meetings at work. Because they're fucking boring. And because, like, to be honest, if you're that boring, you can't pay me enough to stay awake, especially in a warm room and a comfy chair. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, G-Dubs, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
I ain't got shit.
Well, thank you for being here, brother. I do love you whole lots.
Love you too, buddy.
I'm missing the after show, but we're gonna have a good on time over there. It'll probably be beers. Anyways, go check out GW Foley at GW Foley and at Foley Kills. And of course, go follow me at Hickory TDAU and all those places. Jonathan, this will explain my sleepwalking to the ballot next year. I'm actually working on a short story about sleepwalking. So that was the last thing I meant to ask G-Dubs before we got off the regular show was. So I made him read the first draft of a 10-page script the other day for the first script I've ever actually written. I've written 1 or 2 treatments for videos. Never actually tried to write a script. So here we go. I gave it my first shot, and I want to ask G-Dubs live on the show before he left. Even though the script wasn't necessarily good, I got formatting semi-close, right? Other than I used
close enough where I could follow along what was happening.
Okay, so somebody who like knows what they're doing could follow along. It's close.
Yeah,
and then generally, so not fleshed out enough, not anywhere near like ready for production, but overall, if you were to just the overall story or idea of my story, is it you like it?
It's a fun story.
It's kind of cool, right?
And I think that it has a ton of potential. Like I think,
which is cool and not cool, because I thought about the other night, I was like, this thing could almost be fleshed out into like a full-length film, but really pushed it, and it was done like faux documentary style.
I won't let you.
I don't think it needs that. I think it's going to be a really badass 20-minute short that takes up like a quarter to a fifth of an anthology film.
Can I give you something first?
And then hopefully some other person takes my idea and turns it into a full-length film. That's actually capable of doing that. But yeah, what were you going to say, Jim? Sorry.
10 minutes tops. That's what you need. 10 minutes tops.
Okay, that's actually good.
Like, not this 20 shit. No. Yeah, it's. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying
No, and the idea, like, that was the thought, was like, if I knew somebody who is really talented at writing, and had read it and it sparked and we could work together, I feel like the idea could be that full-length film. I'm not the person to do that. Like, no, it's a short for sure. But the concept is like one of those where I'm like, this actually could be a really cool.
Oh yeah,
could be a really cool faux documentary, found footage style thing with multiple layers and all sorts of cool shit going on. But okay, I just wanted to check and see like if you thought the story there is cool enough to like continue pursuing.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought so. Like, I think it's fun. And yeah. And it's not the one about sleepwalking. This was a completely different one that tied back into to my trash disappearing. Anyways, thank you. Go check out GW's at Foley Kills and GW Foley. I Hickory TDAU. Go check out my buddies MC Molasses what he's got going on. I will see you guys next week. GW will see you next week. I'll see you guys in the after show. Until then, Drunk Magician out. Cheers. Gabba gabba, hey, drunken cocked fans. This is Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming of the Drunken Under Quarantine. So, welcoming you to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 4 After Show, brought to you only on Rumble. This is a very, very, very adult show, containing a very, very adult subjects. So please, if you're not very, very adult, or pretty much a kid that's over 21, now's your time to go.